Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And it's time we're going to look at game number 17 in our 20 from 1987 series. And this is one of Data East's signature arcade titles. This starred a Russian strongman in a weird fantasy world, and this is called Karnov. And this is named after the strongman's shortened name. His full name is Jinborov Karnovsky. And this is a platform hopping, scrolling action game. And you have an 8-way joystick, and you have a jump button, and a fire button, and a special item selection button. I didn't see the arcade one a whole lot. I do remember seeing it for bid on a Price is Right episode. But you see at the bottom, that is where you can select the special items that you pick up, and one of them is a ladder, and it's very, very important to use. I mean, you can actually beat the game without it, I think, but it's very handy to have, and you can keep reusing it. As long as you climb up a little bit and then climb back down, you'll recollect it. But there are a whole bunch of different special items you can pick up. Some are weapons, some are just useful items. And we'll see another item in just a second here. And it's a bomb, and you press the special weapon or special item button, and you'll set that bomb and knock that tree over so that you can walk across. Otherwise, you can't quite make the jump unless you use a ladder and jumping shoes. Now, if you use the ladder multiple times, a dragon might appear, but the dragon is easy to deal with. It dies after like one shot. The collision detection in this game is not forgiving. You can in the attract mode, I think there's no there's invincibility on or something, but there are a total of 9 stages, and after 9 stages are completed, Karnov will go to a treasure room and you'll see the ending sequence. But he has been in other games. We're going to go ahead and get started. He has made at least a cameo in a number of Data East games, including Bad Dudes, and he's been a playable character in Fighter's History and Fighter's History Dynamite. But there are there's one item that we just picked up, and that's the shoes, and the shoes will give you a speed up boost. And those little green soldiers there will just kind of slash at nothing sometimes. There are big red orbs that you can collect, and they will give you double firepower, or if you pick them up again, they'll give you triple firepower, and that's the maximum you can have. But remember that what was I going to say? The collision detection is very unforgiving. Just brush a pixel with another enemy and it seems you die. There are Ks. You need to climb up a little higher on the ladder and then back down to recollect it. There are Ks, and if you collect 50 of them, you will get an extra life. That's the only way to get an extra life in this game. Those genies, those green genies on a chunk of turf make me laugh. There's some truly weird enemies in this game. There will be some items that are hidden, and sometimes if you move a certain way or jump a certain place, they'll be uncovered. There is also a mask icon that I have on my list at the bottom, and it might make a sound like that and flash, and the mask will let me see more special items when that happens. But its power will run out after a little while. Some items will have a short amount of time that you can use them, and some you can just reuse over and over. as long as you recollect them. And we are gonna get to our first boss here. Keep backing away when he stops, because he's about to shoot, and then jump over his shot, turn around and shoot him again. He can jump over your head, so you can get behind him on the other side. Not too difficult. This is the second stage, and yeah, you gotta watch out for enemy bullets in this game. A lot of enemies like to shoot, and some of them shoot a lot of shots at once, so you really gotta watch out. A number of stages, and there's that dragon I was telling you about, but he's easy enough to avoid. Just don't even brush against him. He'll kill you instantly. You are a one-hit kill in this game, but with the Nes Port, you can take an extra hit. We'll talk about that a little bit later. If you shoot this statue's eyes, he'll cry and his tears become K's. This guy you need to pour on the firepower and take out quickly, or else he'll split up and his pieces can hit you. Now, as I was about to say, a number of stages will have different paths that you can take to get to the end, where the boss is. Note that when you shoot the statue's eyes, he will fire at you, so watch out. And when you shoot his eyes enough, they'll go black or blank or whatever. Here you'll get walled off, and you have to take out these enemies. You don't have a lot of room to move, so be careful. And again, if you brush against an enemy just by a pixel just about, you'll die. There is a continue feature, but you have to start the stage over at the beginning, the stage that you died on, you lost your last life on. Yeah, these bombs, you can collect multiple of them. Some items you can collect multiple of. Notice that the list of items, and it looks like a person laying down, but that's actually a monster. Half of the items, or just about half of the items, you can always use, and the other half you can only use in certain situations. And the game will often have a little warning sound or something to tell you that you can use them now, or at a certain time, or the item will flash. And note, we can use the ladder to get up here and get some special items. Some items you want to use the ladder. Some you'll want to use the jump boots to get special areas, and I'm running low on time. You will die if you run out of time, instantly. And if you take too long in one small area, and we have a lion tamer and his lions as the boss, if you take too long in one little area before you scroll the screen over, then a flower seed will fall, and it'll plant flowers, and the flowers will shoot at you. So best to get a move on. And here is the part that we saw in the track mode, and you can actually climb up this tree and shoot to the left. Yeah, while you're on a ladder or whatever, climbing something, you can shoot. Very, very useful. Note that these little flying guys will have a little flying pattern that you need to watch out for, because they can sneak behind you. That thing makes me think of a snow cone. Little snowballs. But here's me using the jump boots. These are very nice. I hate these rock guys. You can shoot through the rock formations and then jump on top of them. And you can hear the sound effect indicating that the boots are just about used up. We will look at some of the other, I think all of the other icons, or the special items you can collect. There's some more Ks. Again, remember, sometimes you can jump a certain way and you'll release another helpful item. And I think I got a fireball. And the fireball you can shoot 30 times. and it's much stronger than your regular shot, or your triple shot. Oh, crap. Damn it. You need to get close to those rock throwers. The gray ones will only throw one rock at a time, and I used the fireball shot. The fireball shot is so much stronger than even your triple shot, but the best weapon of all, the strongest weapon of all, that boomerang, and maybe I don't have it right now, but the boomerang, try to save it for a boss. Note that the red rock thrower throws a whole lot of boulders in one whack. And yeah, brush a pixel against one of the boulders and you're dead. Yeah, there are multiple paths for a number of stages. Definitely take out that guy quickly. Wail on that fire button and take him out. Ooh, we're almost to an extra life. The NES port of this is pretty good. The colors are pretty drab by comparison. Ooh, get out of there, because that... damn it. That flower was going to fire at me. But you got to get close to the rock thrower. You only get like a halfway point, a beginning to go back to if you lose a life. You can't like return right outside the boss. Kind of sucks. Just got him in time. Yeah, if you don't get him in time, he's gonna split up into pieces, and those pieces will kill you if they touch you. Yeah, I remember seeing this, I think, a couple times at arcades, and this was a prize that you could win on The Price is Right once. Probably right after it was new, 1987 or maybe 88. But yeah, there was a versus fighting game called, oh yeah, there's me using the boomerang, and I should have jumped a little bit to catch it again. I'm using the jumping boots. This sucks. There's one boss after another that you have to take out. Yeah. I needed to make a little jump to catch that boomerang when it came back, and then I could have used it again. And we'll look at me doing that later. I don't want to fight that mini-boss again. Yeah, you really have to wail on the fire to kill that guy. This game has a lot of weird enemies in it, and sometimes weird things about games kind of put me off. I'm not really interested, but this has kind of an enjoyable weird factor, like Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. Damn it. Well, I neglected to continue here. I just put in my initials. But we will see snippets of the rest of the game, at least. The rest of the stages. We only got to the boss on the third stage, but there are a total of 9 stages. The NES version is playable, but like I was saying, the colors are a little bit drab. We'll look at some pictures of that later on. But that was Karnov, and let's look at me beating the... Ooh! Yeah, you can take 2 bosses out at once, if your timing is right. It's best to, if you're not close to a boss, it's best to just stand still and throw it, and then make a little jump when it comes back towards you to catch it. We will look at the rest of the stages, and I am using invincibility here. Oh, you heard the little mask sound effect. I could have used the mask right there, but I didn't. This is stage number 4, and to get up to that part up there, you need the jump boots. And note, I didn't mention this yet, note that by pressing left or right, you will move the indicator on that special item list left and right. So you'll need to tap left or right in order to get to the item you want to use. And yeah, if you see that there's like a really high ceiling off the screen above your head, there's probably going to be some items you can collect way up there. There will be a number of stages where there are abysses, or maybe a body of water that you will die instantly if you fall into. And sometimes when the screen has scrolled up vertically, then you won't see the... these weird jumping guys make me laugh. You might not see the bottom of the floor, and when you fall down, you might fall into the abyss and die automatically. That was I guess a worm woman or a centipede woman. But that was that boss. All the bosses are much easier when you have the boomerang, and again, you can learn how to catch it on the way back, and you can use it again and again. That is a big key of having success in this game, is mastery of that boomerang, because it's so powerful. And this is an underwater area that Karnov is in now. There is an item that I did not use yet, maybe not even collect yet, that is Scuba Gear. And that will allow you to move a lot faster underwater. And note that we get pixel slowdown in this game. Heavy use of pixels in a number of games even in 1987 could still slow down a number of games. Especially on the NES. Oh boy. But we are just going to look at me kind of scoot to the end here. Something I did not use yet are wings. And here's me... I'm just going to kill the T-Rex here. Some stages will have multiple bosses, some will not. But there is a pair of wings as one of my items. And there's that dragon again. The game makes the dragon leave the screen. The wings will allow you to fly up into the sky, and you might be able to get some special items way up there. The NES port is pretty similar. There are, I think, like a couple stages that are totally different, but the colors are pretty drab in comparison to this. Karnov and a lot of areas are just this dull orange, but it's still very playable. Still a lot of fun. I think you get more use out of your items than in the arcade version. Yeah, we'll see multiple of those merman guys as I climb this structure here. The stages are, the first stage is a town, second stage is ruins, third is rocky hills and a chasm, fourth is hollows, fifth is underwater, sixth is town buildings, 7 is the pyramids, 8 is a forest, and 9 is a fortress. But yeah, a number of stages have multiple bosses at the end, and we have these weird blue owls. Some statues will have eyes that you need to shoot, but they won't cry tears that turn into the K's. And here's those. Here's the centipede woman again, and one boomerang just takes them right out. It's pretty nice. And we are a couple stages away from the ending. Yeah, some really strange enemies in this, including the columns that you have to break down enough to destroy the head, which is trying to shoot at you. You can make some pretty decent points in this game. Even the fodder enemies like these can give you some nice points. And again, when you come up to that glowing guy, that gold guy, you need to wail on the fire button. Up here, watch out for these boulders that will drop down. Or maybe that's not yet. that's somewhere on this stage. There'll be some floors that will spin when you drop down on them, and they'll make you fall. Yeah, over to the right is where those boulders will drop. Yeah, this sucks having to drop down right in a battle with this T-Rex, which shoots a whole bunch of fireballs at you at once. Yeah, there's those rolling boulders. You just have to know where to stand and probably duck as you're against a step, and the boulders might miss you. Oh, yeah, keep an ear out for the sound effect for that mask, and I was able to use it right where the boss is, and that's probably not the best place to use it. But yeah, this thing that Karnov is collecting is a piece of a treasure map. And once you've filled in all the pieces, then he goes to the treasure room and throws coins up in the air. The game's fighter's history and Karnov's revenge feature Karnov as a fighter that you can select. It's a versus fighting game. Killer trees. But yeah, I like the weirdness factor in this game. Some games are just too weird for me, and I don't really like the weirdness. And here's another area I think where I could have used the mask. But yeah, if you're gonna use the boomerang, it's best to just stand and throw it instead of jump and throw it, because you can totally miss the boss. Just stand there and throw it, and it'll reverse and go through the enemy's head and kill him instantly. Look at all that stuff I get to start stage 9. And when the boomerang comes back, you'll need to do a little jump to catch it. I have invincibility on for this whole the rest of this playthrough here. After I did the initial first 3 stages, the way these guys jump, it cracks me up. Just some weird behavior by the enemies. Yeah, the sound effect of the fireballs that you're shooting gets kind of annoying. It's weird blue owls. Maybe ask them how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop. I hope you're enjoying your weekend. Couple weeks, I'm gonna have myself a 4-day weekend, just for the hell of it. I don't usually take a lot of time off. There's another centipede woman, whatever she is. But yeah, the fireball icon, that gives you stronger shot, but the boomerang is the best one for the bosses. Just learn how to hold on to that one. Yeah, you might have to lose it after beating the last boss. You might not be able to pick it up again. And some of the walls in this game will disappear when you get close to it. Some of them are false walls. Now for this last boss, all your items you cannot use. That sucks. So you just have to do a shot on the boss whenever you can, and they appear in 3 different windows. It's a wizard. And you have to watch out for the shots that he fires. And now Karnov will go to the treasure room. Tossing gold pieces up in the air. Karnov's rich. Well, that was Karnov by Data East in 1987, one of its signature titles, and Karnov was practically a mascot for Data East. From that point, he appeared in a number of games like Bad Dudes and the Fighter's History games, and there's the NES box of Karnov. Like I said, it's a little different. The graphics are not nearly as good as the arcade, but it's still very playable. I used to have it. I enjoyed it. There's some new items like there's like a Death Star or something that causes damage to bosses, and there's a shield, and that can absorb like 5 hits from enemy projectiles. But yeah, the colors are rather blah. We're going to look at maybe some paths that I didn't take during my initial playthrough. Like I said, some stages will have multiple paths, and I put on the invincibility here too. Yeah, the NES version has the same music. I enjoyed it a lot. A number of times where you can use the bombs, they will open up more things for you. They can open up walls, give you access to a lot more items. There's a lot more opportunities to get some special items, I think, in the NES port. So I enjoyed it. I can't think of another game where there are Russian strongman protagonists. Oops, I used that boomerang. Sometimes I also used... I didn't mean to use that bomb. See, he'll split up, and those pieces can kill you, and then he'll move somewhere else. And there I had the opportunity to use the wings. I could have flown through the sky and used the wings, but we'll look at that a little bit later. It was the Lion Tamer and his Lions boss. The Lion Tamer, it always makes me think of a Monty Python skit where Michael Palin is being interviewed by John Cleese, trying to find out what kind of job he wants, and he wants to be a lion tamer. It's very, very silly skit. They're all silly. There's that boomerang. Yeah, you got to do a little jump to recollect it. Well, maybe you can recollect it before right after beating the absolute final boss. There's some items up there. Yeah, I have to climb up a little bit on the ladder before descending it to reclaim it. There's me using the mask, and I got another mask icon back. But we're just looking at some areas that I might not have explored before, for like the areas where there's multiple paths that you can take to get to the end. And like I said, if you have... Ooh, look at all that stuff. If you have a really... Here is the last icon I think that I might have used a cheat to use. But you can have like faster speed going down an embankment. That might have been what this is. You can't jump on that ladder and climb up. So it's kind of a broken ladder. And here you can go way up here and fight the worm or centipede woman, or go to the bottom and she'll drop down. And here's me using the wings, and I'm just flying through the air. The wings have a limited life, I believe, or limited time that you can use them. When you're running out of time on an item that's timed, you'll eventually hear a noise that'll indicate that it's about to expire. So if you got wings and they run out and you're over an abyss, better find a purchase of land. And here I think we're going to see me use the Scuba Gear. Yeah, see how much faster I am. And yeah, like I was saying, the first half or so of the item list are items that you can select from at any time, and then the other half are items that you can only use at certain times, and they will flash and you'll hear a sound effect, and then you can use them. Yeah, here's me going on top of the buildings, which I didn't before. Yeah, Karnov is a playable character in, or no, he's a boss at the end of Fighter's History, and then he is a selectable character in Karnov's Revenge, and I can't remember if that's the same game as Fighter's History Dynamite. Might have been. There was a Neo Geo release of, was it Fighter's History Dynamite or Karnov's Revenge? I can't remember for sure. I have a Neo Geo arcade cabinet in my house, but I don't have the game with Karnov in it. I need to get that cabinet fixed someday. We're just seeing some of the areas I didn't go. If you get to the top of the pyramid here, you can't get past that wall, and you have to go down here. His flight looks kind of awkward. Maybe since I was using cheats to put on the flight ability, it looks silly. Yeah, his shots are really noisy. Yeah, you can't jump on top of that wall partition or whatever. And now we're going to look at me going the along the top of the final stage. Those weird rock guys, the way they jump makes me laugh. And again, there's that guy splitting, and he'll reform not far from where he was last time. Yeah, here along the bottom, you gotta watch the way you jump. There's some, there's abysses that you can fall into and instantly die. There's the T-Rex. Not Mark Bolan, but the actual prehistoric animal. Yeah, there's a number of the enemies have distinct patterns that you can just study, and if you don't, they can easily surprise you. It's kind of weird right at the end. If you come from below, that ladder will automatically appear as you ascend, or the rest of that ladder. And here's the final boss again. I put on a cheat to give myself infinite ladder, otherwise you can't use it here. That sucks that you're given only a single shot in against this boss, and that they take away all your items unless you use cheats. But that was Karnov, game number 17 in our 20 from 1987 series by Data East, one of their all-time classics. Well, this is Crazy Clown Race, and thanks for watching Karnov, and I hope to see you soon with game number 16. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.